Oh, such big, beautiful eyes. What are you doing after the shoot here? Oh, hey, bro. Welcome to Meet the Crew. Today we're going to talk to Mike. Right. So today we're here with Mike.
Hey,
Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a computer programmer / programmer manager. I've been a Star Wars fan since there was Star Wars. I went to see it in the theaters with my family when it first came out. And I've been a member of the Legion since 2016.
So how did you get into costuming?
I guess I've always been like a crafty person. I get that from my dad. Like he has always had a workshop, and when I was a kid, we used to build models and dioramas and that kind of thing. For me, it's like building a one-to-one scale model. You know, you get the parts, put them together, and yeah, that's how I got interested in it.
What led you to finding out about our groups and the Legion, the 501st Legion, and Rebel Legion, and like the organized fan clubs?
Back in like Phantom Menace days, just hearing about this group that was dressing up like stormtroopers, and I always kind of kept track of it and thought it was cool, but I never did anything about it. And then back around 2015, I was at a gaming convention with my brother, and we saw a lot of guys in Star Wars costumes, and I took a lot of pictures, and it just kind of revved up my interest again. I was talking to my wife, Kathy, about it, who always supports my weird hobbies. And I was like, I've been thinking about the 501st Legion again. And she was like, do it. So I did. And I started going on the forums and just getting information about the different costumes. And so I took that way in that a lot of people do, where I was like, I'll do a TIE Reserve, and then I can put a helmet on it. I'm a gunner, and then get armor and be a TIE pilot, and it just went from there. And now I have 10 different costumes.
You got a lot of technical skill, and we rely on that, and we appreciate that as part of our crew here. But also, like many of guys our age, we started off with like the really homemade costumes. And I know you had a couple, like when we were in our toddler age, in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
So what skills did you have to learn now? Because you look back at some of those old costumes, and you're like, that was really cool for like a 10-year-old kid. Now I'm making it accurate.
There's a picture that I'll share with you guys of I made my first Star Wars costume in October 1977. It's a Tusken Raider. I put an ace bandage on my face. I had toilet paper tube eyes. And I think I used like a roll of wrapping paper or something like that for the gaffy stick. I've always tried to take the tools that are around me and apply it to whatever hobby I'm working on right now. And I think I was the first person in the garrison to have a 3D printer. It had a bed that was like this big.
Yeah.
And I used to print compads for people, and I printed a couple pieces for my Boba Fett. Like I printed the toe spikes and a piece for the jetpack. And I like to do design also, so I've done some patches and coins and the Brodustrial Days Without an Accident board, and they have one up at TaylorMade as well. I like bringing sort of a creative element to it as well.
The 3D printing and stuff like that. We do have some guys in the crew that have that skill and ability. Like I can 3D print if you just, give me a file, I slice it, upload it, hit print. But like when things go wrong, I don't have a whole lot of skill yet in doing that. So you came over today, actually, before we started filming and helped me reset. So how has, 3D printing, in your opinion, changed all the costume and prop making? Because you also made some compad pieces and stuff,
Yep.
like, because you were the first guy with the printer, so you were given it. Because before then, it was just resin and vacuum forming. So how do you think that's really progressed our costuming.
Yeah, I really think it's a revolution. I mean, the way these costumes work, you know, sometimes you have to wait months to get a piece from a maker. And now there's a lot more opportunity for you to just download a file and print it yourself and keep going. I think it helps people stay motivated because, you know, they're not sitting around waiting for a piece to come in the mail. It's great for emergency replacements as well. Like sometimes, you know, something cracks or you can't get a hold of the original maker anymore. So it's just a way to really sort of democratize it and let everybody be a little costume shop, you know, in their own house.
You know, besides, you know, building costumes and trooping and all that, many of us, we take on the volunteer positions and help out, you know, behind the scenes doing a lot of things. And I know you do a lot of stuff, you know, with the web and the forums and the websites and all that. You know, how do you take the time to do all the making the costumes along with the real, you know, real life jobs and family and all this extra stuff that we have to do to keep things running that people really don't know about?
I do it because it's fun. I do it because, you know, I love this group and I really want to make sure that we're able to succeed. And I think that's something that everybody in this group does is bring in whatever they're good at and contribute it to moving the group forward. So, you know, it's something that I'm happy to do. I do it for the 501st. I do it for the Rebel Legion. I do some stuff at the Legion level as well, and I'm happy to do it.
The Legions are worldwide, and, you know, many of us don't really travel outside of, you know, our immediate areas, but you tend to travel all over the place. And you see, I'm in the first interview where I'm not wearing a Brodustrial shirt, I'm wearing a shirt that came from New Zealand. And, you know, you got that from me when you were over there. So, you know, they love Star Wars everywhere. So as someone who's gone to different countries, not only just different states, have you met up with other Legion members, and what's your experiences with, you know, people like that? How do they feel about things?
It's really great to have, you know, to be a member of this organization and to have like a built-in community to reach out to wherever you go. So like you said, we went to New Zealand, I reached out to troopers there. We went to Ireland, I reached out to troopers there. Amsterdam, reached out to troopers there. This week we're going to Paris, I'm going to meet up with troopers there. So it's really nice to just have that ability to just say, hey, I'm coming to your country. Like, we have something in common. Do you want to get together? And, you know, everybody likes to trade stickers and patches and swag and talk about Star Wars and see the similarities and the differences to how, you know, what trooping means here and what it means there.
You're not exactly from the Jersey Shore immediate area like us. You're just a little further up north. So is it pork roll or Taylor ham?
It's Taylor ham.
It is not Taylor ham. It
ham.
is pork roll. You know, down here in the Jersey Shore, as soon as you said, I want a Taylor ham sandwich, we're like, we know you're out of town. We know where you're from. You know, go away.
I can be undercover if I need to be, but I know in my heart
But
it's
one
Taylor
of
ham.
one of the most sought after, I think, pieces of swag is the Taylor ham pork roll, 1/4, right? Or what?
Two meats, 1/4.
2 meats, 1/4. I love that. The coin and the patch and everything else. So tell us about some of the costumes that you have and that you're working on.
Like I said, I started with a TIE Reserve and then bought a gunner helmet. But the first armor that I built was here with you. It was my TIE Pilot. And I think that's still my favorite to wear. It's really comfortable, looks badass, and it's just a great costume. I think that's probably my favorite. From there, I went on to TK, which we also built here. I've got a Boba Fett that you helped me get from Johnny Rock's old member.
Yeah,
He had got it like probably 70% done, 75% done or something like that. And then I got a hold of that and spent a lot of time here working on it, putting it on and off, getting it to the finish line. That was really, really satisfying to do that one. That's one, looks great. It's not real comfortable to wear, so I don't wear it a lot, but you know, it always gets a big reaction. And then on the Rebel side, I've got an X-Wing pilot to go with my TIE pilot. Also a great costume. There's the Rebel Fleet Troopers that we had that day here where we just all built them all at the same time. That was a really fun group project. And I brought with me today my cursed my cursed patrol trooper that someday I'm going to finish. I mean, the pandemic like kind of put a kibosh on trooping, and it was hard to stay motivated during the pandemic to keep working on costumes. But anyway, that costume has been just dragging. Someday I'm going to finish it. I think it's going to look great when it's done, but it needs some Brodustrial magic to get it going. It's pretty stalled right now.
Yeah, that's a great costume, but it's one of those, again, one of those newer costumes. There's not a lot of reference, not a lot of people built it, so
Right.
you don't. So we've done that a couple times where the Iden Versio, the First Order Trooper. There's been a couple costumes that we made here as a group together that really were not made before, or we were the first that were making them along with other people, but there's no reference. There's no just go on either the forums or the website and just say, hey, this is how you do this. We got to figure it out ourselves.
We have Taylor who did one of the first patrol troopers, so he's got some good reference there. I just need to put the time in.
Well, we appreciate you being part of our crew, and we appreciate you coming down and talking to us. And I guess we better go see if we can, work on that patrol trooper and get it done before the video airs.
Thanks, bro.
All right, cool.